Hi, my name is Nunziata, and I'm a New York City-based director and creator of theater, television, and film, and I'm also a proud FENIX Global Artist Ambassador. Today, I am so excited to be speaking with my friend, the acclaimed studio touring musician. He is also a composer, arranger, and producer. His name, Mark McLEAN. For more on Mark, you can read more about him right below this video. But in the meantime, here's a sneak peek at the incredible talent of Mark. Well, hello, Mark. How are you?
I'm very well, Will. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you, my friend. It is really good to see you. And the audience just got a little sneak peek of your incredible talent. And where are you coming from today, Mark?
Right now, I'm at home in Brooklyn, New York.
I love it. And where were you born again?
Toronto, Canada.
That's right. You are a Canadian.
Yes.
Now, when did you realize growing up in Canada that you wanted to be a musician or just a part of the arts?
You know what? It was sort of always there. I started playing piano when I was about 8 or 9 years old, classical piano. And my older brother, Lester, he was still a big influence in my life. He was playing guitar and saxophone. So I always loved music. It's weird. I was being Canadian, I'm a big hockey fan as well. So I thought I was going to be in the NHL at one point, but
I love it.
yeah, but as things progressed, piano took on a whole thing. And then in junior high, I joined the band department and chose percussion. And all of a sudden I was playing drums, and I was playing in the school band, but I was also playing drums in the school play. And then the same thing happened in high school. And next thing you know, I'm going to the University of Toronto, studying jazz performance.
Amazing. Well, yeah. Listen, you are one of the best musicians I've ever worked with, but also that's out there. You have worked with some of the best artists, you being one, obviously yourself, across the country, around the world. You're not only a musician in both, the studio, but you are a composer, an arranger, a producer. You do it all, but you do it with such grace and this craft that is unbelievable. So I really want people to look up more about you below this video. There are going to be links. I want to know though, Mark, with so many of the amazing experiences that you've had in already your amazing career, are there some that stick out as pivotal moments for you?
Pivotal moments. Well, I would say upon moving to New York, a big break came from Andy Bay, beautiful pianist and vocalist, like one of the best vocalists I've ever heard in my life. And, he sort of took a chance on me. My first gig with him was at the Berlin Jazz Festival in 2000 when I first moved here.
Wow.
And, from there, I was in his trio, and then next thing you know, we're doing a double bill at the Blue Note with Jane Monheit, and Peter Sincotti is in the audience, and he's putting his band together. And next, that's the next 3 years of my life touring the world with him. So, Andy Bay, that's a huge moment. It's a huge, pivotal moment in my career for sure.
What I love so much about you, Mark, is that whether you are playing the Blue Note, or you're playing Feinstein's 54 Below, or you're playing some major concert hall across the country and around the world, with Michael Feinstein, you play with the same commitment and the same stakes. And it's unfortunate, but you don't get that with every musician. And I know for me, when I directed the theater piece and conceived it with Tony Award winner Cady Huffman, who starred in it, Miss Peggy Lee, there was no one else I wanted on the drums, not only because the character of the drummer was so key for me, but also the sensibility that you have and ability to breathe with a performer. Especially within the Miss Peggy Lee piece, things were set, but also there was room to improvise. And there was a trust that I needed to have with the musicians on stage as characters and musicians that you just pulled off so beautifully, Mark.
Oh, thank you. Well, first of all, thank you for having me on that project. I had a great time, and I got to study with a man named Billy Kilson when I first moved to New York as well, and he would talk about every time you sit down at the drums, you're just thinking about all the amazing drummers that came before us. And he was like, man, when I sit down at this kit, it's about them and just bringing everything I can to it. So I adopted that work ethic quite young, even before I came to the United States. But it's about just putting it all out there. Like if I'm not on stage grooving and making music with people, like why am I there?
I know.
What's the point?
Well, you have such not only a beautiful sensibility, but you have a beautiful way of tapping into gratitude. And it shows. It shows in your work in a rehearsal room. It shows in performance. So it doesn't surprise me that those initial gigs when you first moved to New York, that it's always usually been one thing after another for you because people are always watching. And I'm sure you're cognizant of it, but you actually do it because of the artist within you to always put your best foot forward.
Yeah, exactly. You just want to do a good job. I hold myself, I'm my own worst critic, so I don't want to try to fool anybody.
That's right.
And it's just do it. I don't know if I can swear on here, but I won't swear. But no,
I could feel it through the camera what you really wanted to say.
No bull, you know what? So it's just be there, commit to it. One of my first teachers, Mark Kelso in Toronto, said, write this on your snare drum: time, feel, and attitude.
I'm putting that on my vision board: time, feel, attitude.
Yeah, and this is, I'm 17 at the time.
Wow,
that's what you need. So I got lucky. I've had some amazing, and I still continue to have amazing mentors in my life that I'm just very lucky to stumble upon them at a young age.
I can relate, Mark. I can relate very much so, and so much so that, I'm sure you adopt the same mentality. As I traverse from my performing career to my directing career, truly my bliss, although I loved, all the gigs I got to perform with my brother, some of which I know that you've played.
Oh, yeah.
The pinnacle being, Carnegie Hall for us, the ultimate thank you to my parents, and I'm very grateful. But to see it reminds me of seeing my teachers in the audience and of that Carnegie Hall performance, and it makes me think too, Mark, that whole opportunity, and I know you think this way too, of making everything always a learning experience, that you're never done learning, that you're never done getting better. And so I love that even from a young age, you had that North Star of even just those 3 words to look at.
It's again, very, very fortunate to have those words, and the learning never stops. I'll still, if I see someone I want to take a lesson from, I'm gonna call them and say, hey man, can I take a lesson? They might say no. They'll say, oh, we can just hang out. I'm like, okay, I'll take that. We'll hang. Well, they're like, well, but it's funny when another professional wants to hang out with you. You're kind of like, well, what am I going to teach this person? But you just want to breathe the same air and take in that vibe, and I think it's important. It never stops, and there's just so much music out there. So just every day try to no plateauing. Like sometimes it's easy to get comfortable too if you're on.
I was literally just about to say that, especially in our business, right? Especially when you're gigging and it's one after the other, and it's sometimes you don't know if it's Tuesday or Friday, the check's clearing, But the fact that you still have that ability to stay in the moment and to be there, not only I think serves you, obviously, and not only serves the other musicians and artists that you're performing with, but what a beautiful gift for an audience. And that's what I think about when I think about you, Mark, because again, especially during those Peggy Lee shows, because again, before that, I'd always seen you play in a concert setting, right? But this for me, although it was a concert setting, was a theater piece. Yes. And your commitment and focus helped Cady, helped the play more so than I think you'll ever know.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Wow.
Well, yeah, you were like, you were that strength in restraint, upstage left, that, you know, I knew as a director, Cady could turn to you and there would be literally and figuratively a solid heartbeat.
Cool. Well,
you're like, Will, stop talking about me. Like,
yeah. Happy to be there for her. Happy to be there for her and you. Anytime.
Well, listen, my friend, I could talk to you forever. You know, with this new app and everything, we were talking pre-interview about not only this app being such an amazing opportunity for artists to connect with new fans across the country, around the world, but you know, the fact that it uses cryptocurrency as the, you know, monetary way that artists are getting paid, that they can obviously exchange into the dollar of their country. Yes. But you know a little bit about cryptocurrency.
I do. I'm no expert, but you know, I've definitely been following Bitcoin and Ethereum and various cryptocurrencies.
And what do you think about it?
I think I should have. I remember in 2010, my friend was at the Canadian National Exhibition, and you could buy, you know, like a couple hundred Bitcoin for $20. I was like, wish I can go back and do that. That would be that would have been fine.
Well, because back then, right, it was a new thing. It was like, what the heck?
Fractions of Bitcoins were fractions of a penny back then, you know, and it's great, and it's one of those things. Getting back to your question, no, I think it's great. I love what they're trying to do and what's happening. It's becoming more and more mainstream as we're speaking on this app. I think it's great. And I'm going to continue to try to educate myself on this stuff. I think all musicians should be, you know, I know we're artists and stuff like that, but you have to have your business hat too. So, you know how to invest. Like, maybe you could put some money into cryptocurrency and just forget about it. The next thing you know, you never know.
Well, and that's the thing that I love so much about what these FENIX CEOs are doing. They're not only wanting to put the artist first. I mean, God bless if that's even considered, you know, groundbreaking, but they believe that. And also, like you said, having the artists have the ability to think more about the business of show business, but really not have to think about it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. That their FENIX, you know, coins can stay there. And as the stock market goes up and down, let it ride and, you know, take it out whenever is best and most comfortable for you, the artist, and keeping the control with the artists and their money.
Yeah, absolutely. And I want artists to look, we had a whole year of, you know, no art being made. So I want them to know about this stuff and take advantage of it. You know, because if there's another event where we can't do this again, I want them to be okay. You know, it's like, I got my, we're good. So I just want them to be, I want them to be able to take that time, not worrying about what they're going to do, and go, oh, how can I be more creative now since I have some extra time? You know, the finance thing is taken care of.
That's right.
What else can we do to just, keep it going, keep the music alive, keep the performance alive in general?
Amen. Well, I'm so excited to speak with you today, Mark.
Likewise.
And it's really good to see you, and I can't wait to talk to you soon.
Oh, likewise. Thanks for having me, Will.
In the digital age, artists and bands struggle to make a living. In fact, only a small number of artists can live off their craft. For the 98% of artists that don't have the luxury of being signed to a label, it's tough. But artists deserve to live off their art. Wherever you are around the world, appreciation of music does not change. FENIX brings bands and their fans together, whilst allowing bands to properly monetize their passion. The FENIX app will directly connect bands and fans with no need for middlemen. We're utilizing the blockchain to give the power back to the artist once and for all. Join FENIX, join the change.